The silence after sunset. They were told to stay in the Jeep, no matter what. The ranger's voice was firm. Out here you're just another animal. Stay inside and stay quiet. But the group had wandered farther than planned. The sun was nearly gone, slipping behind acacia trees like a predator stalking the horizon. And when the Jeep stalled, completely dead, the silence fell heavy. Not even the wind moved. No birds. No insects. That's when they noticed it. The lions had stopped watching. Something else had their attention, hidden deep in the brush. Every one of them, even the alpha male, was backing away, tails low, eyes wide. Fear. Real fear. Then came the sound. Not a roar. Not a growl. Just breathing. Slow, ragged breathing, circling them from the dark. The guide, pale and still, whispered in a language none of them understood. He gripped a necklace beneath his shirt. "She only comes at night," he muttered. They asked what she was. He never answered. The last thing the group saw was a glint of yellow eyes, impossibly high off the ground, and long, spindled limbs weaving through the trees like they had too many joints. The locals still talk about that cursed tour. About the Jeep that was found days later, empty, shredded, but not a drop of blood. And the claw marks on the roof were facing in. Story 2. The thing that mimics. It was supposed to be harmless fun. Just two kids camping out in the backyard while their parents watched TV inside. They had snacks, flashlights, a Bluetooth speaker, and enough scary stories to keep them awake all night. Around midnight they heard it. A cat. But it didn't sound quite right. Too long between meows. Too sharp. Like someone pretending to be a cat. They peeked through the mesh of the tent. Nothing was there. Not even their neighbor's orange tabby, who usually roamed the fences. Then came the owl. Ho, hoo. It echoed across the yard, cold and mechanical. Again, not quite right. The younger kid whispered, "That sounds fake." The older one laughed nervously, but their hands were shaking. That's when the dog barked. It came from just beyond the shed. But the bark, it repeated. Same pitch, same timing, like a recording on loop. Then everything went quiet. Even the crickets. They thought about running inside, but the zipper jammed on the tent door. Then, just behind them, a perfect copy of their mom's voice floated through the darkness. "Kids, come inside now." Except the lights in the house were off. And their mom's voice had no emotion. It was flat. Almost robotic. The voice called again, this time from the other side of the tent. "Come inside now." They didn't. They waited until sunrise, hearts pounding, too scared to even breathe. The next morning they ran inside. Their mom was asleep. She hadn't called them. She hadn't even gotten up. Later that day they found footprints by the tent, long, bare, and not human. Swamp tour, one way in. The Martinez family wanted adventure. While vacationing in Louisiana, they booked a private swamp tour. Just them, a boat, and a local guide named Troy who'd run tours longer than gators have teeth, he joked. The bayou was beautiful at first. Moss-draped cypress trees, still green water, dragonflies zipping past. Alligators surfaced silently, their eyes watching. Troy told stories, legends of swamp spirits, old hunters gone missing, even something he called the deep silent one. The kids laughed nervously. The parents rolled their eyes. Then, somewhere deep in the maze of twisting channels, the boat sputtered to a stop. "Engine's touchy sometimes," Troy muttered. He pulled out a radio. Nothing. "Be right back," he said, grabbing a paddle. "There's a shallow cove around the bend. I'll just push us through." He disappeared behind the trees. They waited. 5 minutes. 15 minutes. 30 minutes. Still no Troy. The swamp had grown eerily still. Then came the sound, not a splash, not a shout. Just a low, wet growl, like something ancient clearing its throat. The dad called out. No answer. He tried to paddle, but the boat wouldn't budge, tangled in thick underwater vines. That's when the youngest spotted something floating in the water. Troy's hat. It drifted past the boat, soaked in mud and something darker. There were scratches along the brim, long, deep ones, as if something with claws had gripped it. Then just beneath the surface, eyes opened. Dozens of them. But they didn't blink like gators. They stared too round, too wide, and they were circling. The family clutched each other, stranded, with the sun slipping fast behind the trees. And in the growing dark, something thumped against the bottom of the boat. What? Then again, harder. They never found Troy, and they never found the boat. But sometimes locals swear they see it drifting through the fog, empty, except for a single hat and faint, desperate whispers calling, "Get back in the boat,